Hey, it's Corey, and today you're gonna learn how to play Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For by U2. Now, what's great about this tune is you can simplify it down to only needing 3 chords, and they are some very easy chords. They're the C major, F major, and G major chords. So I'm going to teach you how to play those chords, teach you the strumming pattern we're going to be using, as well as give you a few options if the strumming pattern is a little too complex for you, and then also show you how to put it all together in the play along. So let's get started. After making sure your ukulele is in tune, you're going to first want to look at the C major chord. So to make that chord, you're going to take your 3rd finger, place it on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Next, we're going to look at the F major chord. That's going to be your 1st finger placed on the 2nd string of the 1st fret, and then your 2nd finger placed on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. And then finally, we have the G major chord, and that's going to be played with your 1st finger placed on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, your 2nd finger on that same fret but on the 1st string, and then your 3rd finger is going to go on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Now, when making these chords, make sure to try to keep your thumb on the back of the fretboard here, placed around the 2nd fret. That's going to give you the most support in order to create those different chords. If your thumb does pop out a little bit, that's okay, but the really important thing is to make sure the palm of your hand is not resting on the back of the fretboard, because that's not going to give you all the length and the stretch that you need. So always try to make sure that thumb is back and that you have plenty of space in between the fretboard and then also your palm. Once you've really gotten to a place where you're comfortable with those different chords, and what I mean by comfortable is that you don't necessarily need to look at the chord chart every single time in order to make those chords, that's a good indication you're ready to move on. If you're not at that place though, make sure to continue practicing those chords, get to a place where you don't need to look at the chord chart all the time, and you can transition between the chords really easily without, again, looking at the chord chart. When you've gotten to that place, it's time to look at the strumming pattern. Now, the strumming pattern we're going to be using is going to be used throughout the entire song, and we're not going to change it. You can, of course, always add more things if you'd like, but I'm trying to give you just the basics so you can get started as quickly as possible. So what we're going to be doing for the main strumming pattern today, and I'm just going to demonstrate this on a C major chord because that's what we start playing the song is, it's going to be a down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up. And then you're going to repeat that again. Slower, it's down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up. One more time. Down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up. And then, like I said, you're going to just continue to repeat that over and over again. You do not have to worry about changing chords in the middle of this strumming pattern for this song. If that strumming pattern is a little bit too difficult for you, you could also play on the beat and on the chord changes too, and that's what I always recommend to anyone before jumping into an actual strumming pattern. So what I mean by that is if you're going to start off kind of in the easiest version of just playing on the chord changes, you're going to play 1 down strum only when you see it in the song sheet, and when it's like over the words, you're going to go down on that and then wait for the new chord to show up to play another chord. That way it gives you lots of time to be able to transition to your next chord if you need it. The reason why I always recommend people to slow down and just play on the chord changes before getting into a strumming pattern is because you don't want to have tempo issues when transitioning between chords. It's better to go slow and maybe a little easier on the strumming pattern rather than have weird tempo changes and having big gaps in your playing. This would be an example of kind of the opening lines just played on the chord changes. I have climbed highest mountains, I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. Now, if that's too easy or you practice it and you get to a point where you're really comfortable with that, you could start introducing playing on the beat. Playing on the beat is when you're just going to play on every single beat, the pulse that you feel throughout the song, or you could also play on just beats 1 and 3 too if you want to mix it up a little bit. This would be what that sounds like, just playing on the beat. I have climbed highest mountains, I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. practicing this on the beat playing, I always recommend using a metronome. That way it'll keep you really honest, because it's really easy actually when just playing on the beat, when you're acting as your own accompanist, to actually speed up and slow down. So just keep that in mind and be mindful of it. Now, as I said before, you could also just do this on the beat, but on beats 1 and 3, and that would sound like this. I have climbed highest mountains, I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. Now the full strumming pattern that we're going to be doing for the play along is the down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up. So I'm going to show you what that would sound like for those opening lines too. I have climbed highest mountains, I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. So you have some options there. Pick the one that works best for you, and also feel free to add things of your own. You can also switch between the different strumming patterns to add a little bit of contrast through the song too. You could choose maybe to do verse 1 with one strumming pattern, and the chorus, every time you come back to the still haven't found what I'm looking for part, you could do it another strumming pattern. It's totally your choice. For the play along that I'll be doing, I'll just be sticking with the main strumming pattern though, just to act as a base for people practicing. But otherwise, that's all you really need to know for this song. Granted, this is an easy version of the song. We did lower it a half step. If you wanted to play along with the recording, you need to put a capo on the first fret and then make sure to retune the ukulele to the pitches that it should be after placing on there. So that's the G, C, E, A, but just everything up a half step. So it turns to G sharp, C sharp, F, and then A sharp. So just be aware of that when you are tuning. You always want to make sure to tune it afterwards too, when you put that capo on. But otherwise, you can play along with these easy chords or this easy version, and it'd be great too. So with that, let's give it a play along. 1, 2, here we go, and I have climbed highest mountains, I have run through the fields only to be with you, only to be with you. I have run, I have crawled, I have scaled And that's the whole tune. So this is a pretty short one today. There's a lot of ways that you can kind of add your own like little personal flares to it, so I highly encourage you to do that. But otherwise, if you're looking for the song sheet for this song or any of my other tutorials, make sure to check out my Patreon. I keep all my extra resources there, and you can find the link for that down in the description box below. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!